Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. This is your brother in the struggle coming right back at you once again. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the truth once again? Can you handle the truth? Because if you are ready, keeping an open mind, listen to this message that I will bring to you. Remember, your battle is not against man. We are living in a spiritual battle. This is a spiritual warfare, ladies and gentlemen, in these last days that we are living in. In fact, this is why they call this last generation, some people call them, some powers that be, some politicians, the Z generation. Ladies and gentlemen, remember what I said before, that the most naive nation upon this planet is the United States of America by design. You see, ladies and gentlemen, America has been worked through deceit and lies. And it has been under this control, under this umbrella of lies, manipulation to the fullest, to the max. So you psychologically, you work a society, you prepare that society so that they don't believe anything that you will hear new in the future. Let me give you a perfect example. Back in the 1960s, the CIA, which is a Freemasonic society with the label, they protect the government, they look out for America's national security. We come on. Those who are awakened should know the truth. We know the truth. So anyway, this agency, which is controlled again by the Freemasons masters that controls America. Ladies and gentlemen, they coined a term, conspiracy theories. Oh, he's a conspiracy theorist. Oh, don't listen to him. He's a tinfoil hat conspiracy theories. You know why? Because these people see 20, 25 years, 30 years down the road before you do. And you may say, why? Why are they doing? Because again, this whole world is being controlled by the master himself, Satan. Whether you want to believe it or not, I mean, even though the evidence is quite clear, it's all over the place. It's in the reality that he has men playing God, exactly what he told them in the beginning. Oh, you should not die. You should become as gods. Men have run away with that. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, they have been playing, they have been walking around with this God complex. Ladies and gentlemen, don't you see what is going on? How they rub it in your face. They rub ignorance in your face because they expect you to be. They know that they think that you're stupid, since they worked it already, and to some extent they are right. For instance, you still believe that your votes count in the United States of America, right? Spoiler alert. Your vote doesn't count. Leaders are chosen. They are selected. They are not elected. You understand? Are you also going to deny that America was robbed back in 1913 with the creation of the IRS agency and the Federal Reserve, who works together to take your money? And if you don't allow them to take your money out of your paycheck, they send you letters. Oh, we will penalize you. Scared to scare you. Ladies and gentlemen, income tax is, did you know that is unconstitutional? Unconstitutional? It's against the Constitution, ladies and gentlemen. But yet people have fallen for it. Again, people love to believe on what? On lies. That's why my channel is not as popular as others. People who report the news, people who come here and talk about current matter like the political spectrum, religious spectrum, you name it. They cover a lot of subjects. Social issues like the racial tensions in the United States. Ladies and gentlemen, America's days are numbered. Whether you want to believe it or not, they are numbered. Why? Because America is being worked from within against itself. America is eating itself out of existence. You understand? And they keep working the masses. What do I mean by that? Well, did you see the ridiculous spectacle carried out by four? Was it 4 ladies or 5 ladies? The six. They call themselves the 6th team, and they claim that they went into outer space. And I'm going to prove to you that that was a lie. You see how they rub it in? Because they expect you, they think, because they already worked you. That's why you believe in them. That's why you think your vote counts. See, you in a psychological trap. Now, what is the real meaning of freedom? The real meaning of freedom is you coming out of it. In fact, the Bible tells you to do that. In Revelation chapter 18 verse 4, come out of her, my people, so that you won't be partakers of the plagues that are coming down on America. See, ladies and gentlemen, those who are wise in the spiritual war are the ones that are going to be saved. The people that have believed in the system, that are stupid enough to follow the system and believe in the system, those are the ones that are for the taking, and they will be destroyed. Okay? Because they figure, well, you are that easy. You know what? You deserve to be dead. That's why they are playing American society like a fiddle. That's why you have poison in your food. You have poison in your water. You have poison in the air through chemtrails. They have worked this society to the max. But at the same time, they tell you, don't worry. You can go to your Sunday churches. In fact, look what we have. We have Good Friday. Hooray! Which is another lie. You see how they manipulate you? You see how they put you in this box to believe in Good Friday? All holidays by their essence are hypocritical. People who do them are hypocrites. And not only that, but these are pagan holidays. That's why I ask you, are you ready for the truth? Can you handle the truth? Can you keep an open mind to let this truth, this truth of freedom, of real freedom? In fact, in John 8, verse 8, verse 32, it says, and they shall know the truth. Christ said it. Yahushua said it. And they shall know the truth, and the truth shall make them free. These people have exploded everything. In fact, ladies and gentlemen, those ladies that flew into outer space, just look at them. You have Jeff's wives. You have Carrie Perry, a young lady that's once said what? That she sold her soul to the devil. And you want me to believe that here she is appreciating space. She even kissed the ground. And you have some other scientists along with that you never heard of them. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just tell you that the moon landing was a lie. It was faked. It never happened. In fact, we are not supposed to get out of earth. The firmament covers the earth as a glass ceiling. Okay? You are not, there's no such thing as space. There's no such thing as planet. But here you are. You have believed this lie. Now, what has it done for the, not just for the United States, but for the whole world at large? What has it really done? Nothing. He has turned people into zombies, into believing in the powers to be and the people, the artists, the one that influence you. Okay? That's what they got you believing. Okay? I mean, did you see the landing of this capsule? And yet this lady didn't have no helmet, nothing. And then just take a look at the how they prematurely opened the door to this capsule. And then here came Jeff Bezos, the owner of Amazon, to open. Ladies and gentlemen, please. When I used to work as a door-to-door salesman before the internet, ladies and gentlemen, I knew how to work the mind. That's where I learned to work the mind. Okay? Because how you work the human mind, you distract the mind. You get to know people. You get to earn their trust. Once you do that, and once they invited me into the houses, and there were a lot of instances where they invited me, they're done. Because I'm going to work them some more. Okay? And before you know it, I will come out of there with a sale. Ladies and gentlemen, please. I beg of you, Americans and the world at large. I mean, look what they're doing. Look what the 10 horns that are mentioned in the Bible are doing in Europe. And who are they? NATO. They will be going against the United States of America. In fact, Iran will some of the cells are already here. Iran will come to help destroy America. It is prophesied that the Iranian who came from the Persian Empire, from the Median Persian Empire, will come to America, ladies and gentlemen, and turn this place into what? Into what is meant to become. Uninhabitable, that it cannot be inhabitable by any human beings. It will become just like it was before, even before man ever existed on this land. Okay? Before the tribe of God, GAD, the North American Indians came to this land. And you know they're not from here. They are from the Holy Land. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please do not confuse me with those crazies, because I can prove that they're crazies and that they're liars. The Israelites that are on the street telling you things that are not. In fact, some of those groups have been infiltrated by the CIA, because they love you to believe on a freaking lie, because that's how you will be destroyed, while pretending to say the truth. Oh, Jesus was a black man. The devil, the white man is the devil. Ladies and gentlemen, how can you even talk like that? When we are one creation under God. Now, given God has chose his people, yes, okay, and he made a promise. Abraham's descendants, not the Israelites that are in the Holy Land. Those are fake. Those are Edomites. They came from the Roman Empire. Okay? Whether you want to believe it or not, they are Ashkenazi Jews, which came from the Roman Empire. And by the way, Jewish is a belief. It's a belief system in the Kabbalism. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, this is why now you understand how far ahead these people are ahead of us. That, well, not ahead of me, not ahead of the Bible, but ahead of most people. I mean, look what they are getting ready to do. To to put surveillance on the United States citizens, and people will say, "Oh, it's okay. More protection, more security," with the real ID thing. Imagine and think about it. This thing was talked about back in 2005, and they have never implemented. It was just some ideas thrown in the wind. That's how they test you. That's why they practice lesser magic. What is lesser magic? That they have to show you what they're gonna do, whether to destroy you or to destroy you, to do like 9/11. They told you in the Simpsons about a 9/11. They even show you in a movie about that they need to do that through the process of lesser magic, because these people are Satanists. Okay? In fact, in the United States dollar bill, they have "In God We Trust." Which God? Because if it is the real God, we are in deep trouble. Because with that money that says "In God We Trust," in God we trust, we pay for abortion, which is the human sacrifice to bear to Satan with the license. Because those babies are used, their body are used for human experiment. Okay? And these babies' parts are found in many different products that you use. And by the way, have you heard of the depopulation program going around? Let me just tell you some of the giants in these days. I'm about to close. Just like in the days of Noah. Okay? Just like in the days of Noah, so should these last days be, which and are. The giants in today's society are who? Remember, the giants were based upon lies. They would, they would just completely mix many different species of trees and animals. That's why the pigs is prohibited in the Bible of Eden, because it is a creature that was developed through the giants. Here are some of the giants in this last days that we're living in. Bill Gates, the Rockefellers, the Clintons, the Charles, the kingship over there in England, which is another lie, because those people are not from England, but yet they consider themselves English monastery. Oh yeah, Queen Elizabeth, now King Charles. Ladies and gentlemen, really, these people are from Germany. Have you studied it? So you see, we live in a freaking lie. Everything is a lie. You tell me one truth. Make a video about one truth. Everything is a lie. And you have the two-party system in the United States to make sure that the masses are divided and hating each other. I mean, you have one, which are the Democrats, who cannot identify a woman, the being from whence they came out of. And then you have the Republic that can define a woman. You can believe in transgender, transgender men in women's sports. And then you have the Republic, those are the Democrats that believe in that. Then you have the Republicans being against that completely. That a man is a man, a woman is a woman. Then you have Democrats visiting criminals that they have helped to create due to the foreign affairs dealings and destroying Latin America completely. Okay? And now they want to be the savior. And then you have the Republicans saying, wait a minute, those are criminals. They belong to MX-13 gangs, Abriego, blah, blah, blah. And then while they're working you like this, you believe either I'm one of them. And that's how they divide the masses. You understand how you are being worked psychologically? For instance, do you know that New York is being worked to be one of the first states to be destroyed? Because once New York goes, so does the dollar and everything, and the whole economic collapse, which is coming. We are living in the age of chaos in the United States by design, because the people that are at the HEREIN, that are on top, are Freemasons, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, all of Americans' presidents since George Washington have been Freemason. In fact, George Washington was the first Freemason. He was the first Freemason. And another thing is, before George Washington, there was a 10, and I believe it was 12, 16 presidents. But altogether, because some of them came back to power, I think the number is a little less, around 10, 8 or 10. You have been worked. Okay, the Europeans just didn't work and kill the Native Americans. No, they had to work their own society to control them with excuse and the belief of religious beliefs. Or they were being persecuted in Europe. When the reality is, ladies and gentlemen, is that religion has been the greatest trick ever played on the human being, on the human mind by the devil. It was the devil's greatest trick, and he's got humanity by the balls, literally. You understand? So this is what I'm here for, to hopefully open your eyes to all the lies and how they rub it in your face. I mean, I cannot believe that you think that these ladies actually went to space. They were like little girls playing, okay? It's one of those, it looks like one of those houses, you know, bubble, playpen for kids. I'm going to show you. I'm going to prove it to you. Please try to see some of the, and by the way, I'm going to include my Rumble link in the details too, in the description. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so that was the purpose of this video. That's now why they rub it in these lies about space and all of that, along with the satanic organization, which is only robbing America blind, NASA. Ladies and gentlemen, please. Okay? I'm going to send you some serious links. Please take a look at them. I was doing some Spanish videos on the tragedy that happened in the Dominican Republic with big famous picture, Daltel is his name, died, and a musician died it was 224 people where the roof collapsed on them because they were dancing their life away, getting drunk, and all of that. You understand, ladies and gentlemen? I was doing some of those, trying to explain to my Spanish brethren why this happened and why this is just the beginning of it. because the devil is on a depopulation agenda against God's people, and thereby the whole wide world. And I'm going to show you some of them. You know about one of them already. Hopefully you see it from the perspective that I'm seeing, that I'm looking at it. What happened about five or 6 years ago throughout the whole world. Okay? I'm going to show you, I'm going to send you a link on that as well to see how those people are condemned to drop like flies. Let us go to chapter 18. Revelation chapter 18. Okay, listen to what it says. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the Great is fallen, and he is become the habitations of devils, and the hold of every false spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, through the abundance of her delicacies. 4. And I heard another voice from heaven, saying, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. You see? It is about to get real, not just for America, but for the whole wide world. What are you waiting for? I mean, the proofs are all over the place. Okay? And by the way, Ephesians chapter 6, verse 12. What does it say? For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. What is it telling you? That the people in high places that are in control of this Edomite, satanic matrix, which is about to implode, ladies and gentlemen, God will destroy her. Okay? This is all I have for you, ladies and gentlemen. I just wanted to bring you an update on what is really going on with this. I mean, people from the media, a lady that used to work at CBS or MSNBC, whatever, I forgot her name. None of those ladies were real in terms of womanhood. That's what feminism have done to the family on this earth. They have destroyed the family. They have turned woman into something else other than a woman. No wonder people are confused about what is a woman, because no longer is there a woman. I mean, their hair were not theirs, their makeup. Oh my goodness, it is unreal, and yet we swallow all of this. This is all I have for you, ladies and gentlemen. May God bless you, and remember, stop following pagan holidays like Easter, which stands for Easter, which is the wife and mother of Nimrod, Semiramis, the sun god, whom the whole world worship. This is all I have for you, ladies and gentlemen. God bless. Y'all take care. Again, you're not going to hear this on any other channel, on YouTube or anywhere. I come to you and I give it to you straight from the hip. Take it or leave it. You got to be ready for the truth. There's no more, oh, maybe this is, no. It is what it is. Time is up. God is life is a gift that God gave you. Take advantage of it, because you will have to give at the day of reckoning, judgment, that you have to convince God to be part of what you was created for. All humanity were created for, to be part of eternal existence upon this planet, this flat earth of ours. Y'all take care. Learn to see through things, ladies and gentlemen. Don't just say things. Keep an open mind. Y'all take care.